Hey, how's it going? I want to show you the newest tech demo for the moving items or statues or anything around in order to cause effects to happen. I'll show you that now. So when this starts, you can see that, unlike normal, the statues are not lit. So if you walk over here and you push the statue into the hole, and get it to go in the hole. There we go. Okay. It lights them both up, and then, of course, I can have it when it hits the trigger to do many other things, activate things, etc. Um, the items themselves, I've added new code to the statues. So now what it does is, first it says, am I going to simulate physics? I've set this as a Boolean that's visible on the object. So if I want the statue to be able to move, I can enable this. If I don't want the statue to be able to move, I'll disable it. And that happens when the end event begin play. After that, I have axes I can lock. I've locked the Y and the Z axis, or I can change them out. I'm not really sure if these are doing anything. They may not be, but I will. I want those. I just have those there so I can work on that. And then set the light color like normal, and then toggle the light. So toggle the light is a function that I have that when it runs a switch on the light switch enum, and then it checks to see whether or not the light is on or off. And I can set that here. If the light is on, doesn't do anything. The light is on by default. If the light is off, then we turn the light off by toggling the visibility. And the toggle just says what is 1 is now 0. So that's the new components on the statues. To get the statues to work, as you can see here, there's a trigger. And it's set up this way because of where the light is. I didn't do a very good job of putting it in the box, but I should just be able to push. Why are you giving me such a hard time? There we go. So it should just fall in, and that way when it falls in to the hole over here, it doesn't trigger the event, and then until it falls slightly into there. And the reason that's important is because the level blueprint, I have on overlap of the trigger volume, cast of the statue, toggle the visibility of the point light. So the light turns on when that trigger happens. Then it toggles the visibility of the other statue's light. So statue 2 is the statue. And then it turns the physics off on the statue here. And the reason I want to do that, so the player can't push the button. Push the statue back out, and then they'll be like, oh, does that deactivate things? I can make it so that it does that, but I just didn't want it to bounce around or anything once it was already in there. So that's my current code, just to get stuff working. Unfortunately, my blockout has an error in it. I don't know what's wrong, but I've tried it on 2 systems now, and I can't get it to run, so I can play test it inside the editor. So I'll be working on that. Hopefully I don't have to rebuild the whole thing. I can post the log, but the log, it's really weird. The log is telling me there's an error in a file that I can't find anywhere. And normally you'd think that would be, oh, if the file doesn't exist, it's trying to call the file. But no, it's telling me there's an error on a line of code in that file. So I'll post that. But otherwise, thanks.